That apart, the liquor license which the respondent was required to procure to operate the bar in the hotel could only be procured in the month of May 2019. That apart, he stated that there is a failure on the part of the respondent to pay the management fee. He highlights the fact as on July 31, 2020, the total outstanding amount towards the basic management fee and the incentive management fee is a sum of rupees 2 lakh which is required to be paid along with interest at 2% per month as per Article 12(4) of the agreement. The learned counsel submitted that the petitioner was shocked to receive an email purporting to terminate the agreement owing to alleged poor performance of the hotel in terms of generating revenues. The petitioner issued an immediate response to the email, inter alia bringing to the respondent's notice that the purported termination was unlawful owing to the lock-in period of 5 years in the agreement. The petitioner also highlighted how the failure of the respondent to provide essential facilities like swimming pool and liquor license has affected the revenues. Thereafter, the parties had discussions during which the petitioner asserted and explained that the lock-in period of 5 years would commence from July 2017 being the opening date and the lock-in period would expire only by July 2022. The petitioner was shocked to receive a letter through email purporting to be another termination notice from the respondent. The respondent repeated the false contents of their previous communication and completely overlooked the facts stated in the petitioner's reply. Unfortunately, overlooking all the pleas taken by the petitioner, the respondent issued letter whereby the petitioner terminated the agreement executed between the parties. During his submissions, he learned counsel has drawn my attention to various provisions of the agreement to contend that Article 24 of the agreement prescribes the term of agreement to be initially 15 years starting from the opening date, renewable for another 10 years, with the first 5 years of the said term to be the mandatory lock-in period of 5 years, which would thus be commensurate with the starting of term of 15 years. Admittedly, the opening date being July 2017, the mandatory 5 years lock-in period would start from July 2017 being the commencement. He has also drawn my attention to the definitions which are deposited in Schedule 1 to the Agreement to contend that the effective date has not been defined in the definitions. The word effective date mentioned in Article 24(3) have to necessarily be read with the earlier part of the same article, that is, first 5 years of the term of contract. Hence, the effective date has to be read as the opening date, since the term starts only from the opening date. Otherwise, reading effective date in a manner urged by the respondent would render the first part of the clause, that is first 5 years of the term of contract as notice, redundant. According to the learned counsel, even fiscal year is defined term for Schedule 1, Clause 8 and commences from the opening date. Also, the expression term is defined in Schedule 1, Clause 17 as set out in Article 24. It is settled law that the agreement has to be read harmoniously in keeping with the principles of business efficacy as applicable in commercial contracts and by looking at other clauses in the agreement to give effect and meaning to the intent of the parties. The Learned Counsel stated that reading of Article 9 1 and 2 read the Article 12 makes it very clear that the management fee and the incentive fee is also payable from the opening date only. Article 9 is absolutely clear and only covers certain pre-operational activities prior to the opening of the hotel by the operator for which the respondent had to bear the said pre-operational expenses. Article 2nd subclause 2 detailing the various activities to be done by the operator, that is the petitioner herein, relied upon by the respondent on a plain reading clearly shows that except for the pre-operating expenses clause 2.1 referred above, all other duties and responsibilities relate only to the operation and maintenance of the hotel. For the period May 15, 2015 till July 21, 2017, the hotel was under construction and non-operational and hence the term commenced only from the opening date as defined under the agreement. Thus, till July 2022, the agreement cannot be terminated for any reason whatsoever. In support of his submission on interpretation of our contract, the Learned Counsel has relied upon the various judgments. According to the Learned Counsel, as the respondent is disentitled from terminating the contract during the lock-in period under any circumstances, either with cause or without cause, the agreement is not hit by Section 14 or 41 of the Specific Relief Act 1963. Rather, the mandatory lock-in period is an express negative covenant within the meaning. Stop.